This is Valley News Live at 5.
The wind is picking up, the snow is flying, roads are getting icy and dangerous. The winter storm we've been hearing about for days is now here. Let's go straight to Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson for the latest. Hutch?
Thanks, Andrea. Good evening, everyone. Our weather is starting to deteriorate here in the Red River Valley. There's been some snow and some precipitation throughout the day, but it's getting white in Fargo. The two left scenes here are in the South Fargo area from Luther Family Ford and here at our studios, slowing down traffic, and those side streets are starting to see some accumulation. Our roads on the interstate there, I-94 and University, cleared pretty nicely by our road teams. Now, as we take a look, a lot of wind and some snow reducing visibility in Hankinson. There is in South Dakota a blizzard warning in that area, and wind, but not a lot in the way of precipitation in the Grand Forks area showing up at this time. Here is a look at wind gusts today, and they exceeded 90 miles per hour in parts of the western Dakotas, causing damage. And some of that wind is heading our way, not the 90 mile per hour stuff, but the 50 to 60 mile per hour winds are moving into the eastern third of North Dakota. Spreading snow now in the valley, showing up from the Sisseton Hills area through Fargo and into western Minnesota. That's where the snow is going to happen tonight. And we'll have wind out to the west with little snow additional accumulation, gusts to 50 miles per hour. So here's what you need to know. Blizzard warning for South Dakota, winter weather advisory for us. We have a wind advisory in the Devil's Lake Basin. Snowfall potential, we're sticking with that 1 to 5 for most from the southern valley into Minnesota. Of hour-by-hour details here in just a couple of moments. Andrea?
Okay, thanks, Hutch. Oh, how the tides change. Today, as you heard Hutch say, we're in a winter weather advisory. Hours after a near 40-degree January day yesterday. The next few days could mean a lot of trouble on area roads. If you're traveling, you will need to know the differences in travel advisories. Let's start with the travel alert. That means drivers can still travel but may encounter areas of challenging winter weather. Make sure to allow extra time to make it to your destination and be alert to changing conditions that could cause difficulties or delays or could quickly change. A travel alert can easily change to a no travel advised when conditions deteriorate. No travel advised means drivers should not travel because of hazardous conditions making it unsafe. If you do travel, you're going at your own risk. You can potentially be stranded, making it challenging for emergency responders to reach you safely. If the weather gets worse, a no travel advised will change to roads closed or blocked. With that alert, drivers are not allowed to travel on a closed road due to life-threatening conditions. The road may be impassable or blocked. Motorists who drive past a road closure device can face fines up to $250. We're learning more information about a brutal attack on the campus of Mayville State. Police were called to a domestic assault outside Berg Hall on the Mayville State campus Saturday. The victim told police he had his hair ripped out, was punched multiple times, stabbed with a screwdriver, and run over twice. Oliver Barker, Norberto Zapata Sr., Omar Zapata, Felipe Zapata, and a juvenile are all in custody. Authorities are still searching for Norberto Zapata Jr. Police say the victim knew one of the men involved. We now know the identity of a man found dead after his car fell through the ice on Lake Irving. The Beltrami County Sheriff's Office identifies the man as 58-year-old James Wisner. The body was recovered by rescue crews around 6:30 Monday. Deputies say they used an underwater, remotely operated vehicle to help find the man. Authorities have identified the man killed in an accident involving a snowplow. 38-year-old Ross Maple. The crash happened 20 miles southeast of Grafton around noon yesterday. Authorities say the snowplow was pre-treating the roads for icy conditions along I-29 when it was struck from behind by Maple. The driver of the snowplow, 44-year-old Kevin Kirkaby, was not injured. One person is recovering after an apartment fire in South Fargo. It happened around 8 last night in the 1400 block of 32nd Street South. Fire crews were able to keep the fire in one unit from spreading to the rest of the building. The victim's injuries are not considered serious. There's no word yet on the cause of the fire. Today marked the first public COVID-19 vaccinations in North Dakota as 14 people within Category 1B received their first of 2 doses of the Pfizer vaccine.
We have the most wonderful scientists in our country. We are America, and everybody helps to take care of each other. And we will get through this. And I am so thankful to have gotten the shot.
Coming up tonight on Valley News Live at 6, we'll hear from others who received their vaccines and the message they have for others in the community. This morning, Fargo Mayor Tim Mahoney presented his 2021 State of the City to members of the Fargo-Moorhead West Fargo Chamber of Commerce. Valley News Live's Brian Sherrod has a breakdown of the highlights and achievements of 2020.
This year has not been the easiest year for everyone, from COVID-19, jobs loss, and even weather impacts. But Mayor Mahoney looked past the negatives and highlighted the positives of 2020. Now, back in March, the region was faced with potential flooding. Thousands of volunteers produced 232,000 sandbags in only 4 days. A month later, after that, in April, MatBus began fare-free operations. This service will still continue through this year. Now, a month later in May, the riots impacted several businesses in our downtown area. Many were vandalized while others were damaged. The community stepped up and had the downtown area cleaned up before lunchtime that day. Mayor Mahoney even sends special thanks to FargoCast Public Health for keeping us updated and safe with coronavirus updates. Now, Mayor Mahoney says he can't wait to see what this year has in store for all of us.
I have incredible optimism and excitement for what 2021 could have in store for Fargo. Among many things, 2020 taught us that the incredible people of Fargo are capable of handling whatever challenge may come. As we venture further into this new year together, I would like to thank our partner cities in the metro community. Together we are strong, and I am proud we call all of you neighbors.
Now, other achievements include turning the Fargo Police Department headquarters along 4th Street into a COVID-19 drop-in shelter to provide COVID-positive homeless people a place to be safe while quarantining and isolating. And even more exciting news is Amazon will soon be opening its doors in Fargo, and Fargo being named the best city to start a career and having the hottest job market in the entire United States.
All right, thanks, Brian. You can head over to the VNL News app to see the full list of achievements. At the Minnesota State Capitol today, a Waseca police officer shot on the job is pushing for stiffer punishments for people convicted of injuring law enforcement officers. Officer Eric Mattson joined lawmakers to present that legislation this morning. It's been a year since Officer Mattson was shot while chasing a suspect through a Waseca neighborhood. He's been through multiple surgeries and intense rehab over the past few months. Here's what he had to say.
Thank you for acknowledging how our jobs as police officers are never normal, and that we have a number of circumstances that can go wrong and be very tragic.
The man who shot him, Tyler Janofsky, is spending 35 years in prison. Minnesota House Democrats are pitching their priorities for the 2021 legislative session that includes a package of bills designed to help workers, families, and small businesses struggling due to the ongoing pandemic. The package consists of 5 bills that would offer paid leave to healthcare workers, boost testing and vaccination efforts at long-term care facilities, and provide $500 payments to low-income families, among other things. The legislation contrasts with the priorities of the GOP-controlled Senate, which include rolling back Governor Tim Walz's emergency powers, election integrity legislation, and preventing tax increases. U.S. weekly jobless claims jumped last week. The Labor Department says first-time claims for unemployment jumped to 965,000 last week. Pandemic restrictions forced a slowdown in hiring. The numbers were above Wall Street estimates and more than 180,000 higher than the week before. Continuing claims or people receiving benefits for 2 weeks in a row or longer also jumped 199,000 to 5.27 million. Analysts had expected a slowdown in hiring as coronavirus cases surged in many parts of the country, forcing local governments to enforce tighter restrictions. German news agency dpa is reporting that illusionist Siegfried Fischbacher, the surviving member of the duo Siegfried and Roy, has died in Las Vegas at age 81. His longtime show business partner, Roy Horn, died last year of complications from COVID-19 at a Las Vegas hospital. He was 75. The duo astonished millions with their extraordinary magic tricks. People are starting to see a light at the end of the COVID tunnel. What they're planning post-pandemic is still to come.
And the sun has set on our well above average weather. Now we do have some snow and wind to talk about. I'll have hour by hour details on what you can expect. The first alert weather day coming up next.